As you can see on your screen, the top 16 lined up, ready to go, unless it disappears again. Chips. Right goes Green, Alan Hines to lead out. Ali Al-Shahani for the first battle of the top 16. Through the gears, big initiation from Alan Hines and a failed initiation from Shahani. Looks like that car never reacted one bit. As now Alan Hines stands on the throttle, starts to drive away. Shahani shortcutting the circuit, just trying to make up some lost ground. As Hines makes his way through outside zone 3, looks for the transition back. Hines nice and deep on that perfect qualifying line. There is a reason why he was your first place qualifier last night. And Alan Hines put all of the circuit, all of the skill, the talent, the experience, everything into play right now as Alan Hines starts to make a move. One more outside zone to fulfill, and Alan Hines stamps his approval on that one. Round as always, and they look for that green light. Shahani to lead, Hines to give chase. Shahani goes for it, but not fast. A little tentative on the inside. He's dropping wheels on the inside. He's going to have to work hard to get to outside zone 2. And he's messed up now, getting into outside zone 3, struggling to make that qualifying line. Trying to smoke screen Alan Hines into these outside zone. Now starts to make it work. There's Ali Al-Shahani. As Alan Hines gets himself into the groove, finds the side of that S15, they transition back. Hines times it perfectly, but stalls up ever so slightly. Shahani not on a perfect lead line. As you can see, midline there through outside zone 5. They transition back, 6 into 7. Hines with him, but giving him the room. So there we go, the winner, Alan Hines, gets the win and advances through into the... Give the thumbs up. With the Ukrainian flag flying from the back of the PS13. Flames erupt from under the bonnet. Big initiation from Demetrio as he fires that car through. Look at that midline, absolutely screams away. Incredible lead line so far from the Ukrainian as he gets into outside zone 3. Left foot braking, working that car, massaging it into the crease, but Belushi's with him. Belushi sacrifices some line, he drops wheels now, does Belushi. As he starts to fall away, can he gain back some lost ground? He dials on the angle, he's going to make a dive down the inside. He does, but Demetrio is all in and over that perfect qualifying line as he fulfills outside zone 6. He looks for 7. Belushi once again lost in the smoke, nowhere to be. Absolutely out of nowhere, that extra bit of training, that extra bit of seat time today, helping Demetrio out. What has he got in the chase position? Nice job so far, tucks it up onto the back bumper, gives Belushi the room to manoeuvre, gives him the room to initiate now as Belushi gets himself into the outside zone, a little slow up on the handbrake, that's allowed right at the beginning of the zone, but look at Belushi, he's on a flyer right now. Demetrio needs an answer, he needs to get up close and personal, needs to find himself on the door of Belushi's S13, or he could find himself on the wrong end of the battle. Dangerous transition from the Ukrainian as he loses some ground. Belushi throws on the angle, dials it on, tries to check up Demetrio, and it works as Demetrio's in the middle of the circuit. So decisions in, super quick one, a super easy one for the judges. The Ukrainian gets the light goes amber, light goes green. Off the line comes Tariq Al-Shahani. Nicholas Solomon to chase him down. Who's going to make it through? We're about to find out. Shahani, nice initiation, starts to pull away from Solomon, opens up the throttle, opens up the line, incredible line into outside zone 3, but falls away, falls down into that zone, wanders back into it again as Solomon lost in the smoke, needs to get that lost ground back. A strange and tentative transition there for Tariq Al-Shahani as he shallowed up, entering outside zone 4 and was very, very shy on outside zone 5 there. Now needs to make this one back, stands on the throttle. Solomon no answer at the moment as Solomon needs to make a dive. Shahani shallow on our start line marshal, warning our cameraman to stand clear because these guys mean business. Off the line, flames erupt from the bonnet of the E92 BMW as now Nicholas Solomon looks to put a dent in the damage done but drops wheels off circuit, and this is making it very difficult for Shahani to chase. Solomon falls out of the outside zone. Shahani struggles to manage with the bad lead line. Once again, Solomon not in this one, not even close. Oh, but Shahani puts it into a spin. Shahani puts it into a spin. If Solomon can finish up the run, this could be a big dent, a big hit for Tariq Al-Shahani's own mistake, and Tariq Al-Shahani punished for that one. We chase down Ahmed Daham. This one's going to be hot and heavy. These two guys are point to prove. These two guys want it more than anyone right now. Daham fires in. Vasiliauskas looks for the door. As now Vasiliauskas starts to turn the screw, Deham applies the pressure, fires into outside zone 3, but Vasiliauskas is right with him. On to the lock stops goes Deham as he flicks the back end of that 14 to the wall, but look at Vasiliauskas! Wow, a brave dive, a brave manoeuvre from the Lithuanian as he tries to make a bigger dive, this time up into the door, and it works. He pulls it off. Can he stay within this outside zone? Deham starts to fall apart. He falls out of the outside zone, transitions back. Deham not this right now is to put down a clinical lead run and pray that Deham makes a mistake, but Deham will be looking for blood, and he knows about the initiation, doesn't make the mistake. Look at the grip and the pace from Vasiliauskas, pulling a wheel off the tarmac, but he's not on a clean lead line. Falls out of the outside zone, has to readjust himself, but Deham shortcut the circuit. Oh, Deham gets into him. Deham makes a huge mistake, has to back out of it as Vasiliauskas now applies the pressure, starts to drive away. He says to Deham, have you got any answers? I'm asking you the question, what have you got? As Vasiliauskas looks so dominant in this battle as he absolutely... Ahmed Deham gets the win, advances through into the Grade 8. So here we go, off the line, Hadidi, big flick to initiation. Edgars Kogeras though right with him. And now Hadidi starts to apply the pressure. Oh, an attack of contact from Kogeras. Edgars Kogeras taking a chunk and a bite out the side of that S15 of Haytham Al Hadidi. These guys no messing around though, back in it they go. Hadidi on a nice wide line, transitions back, gets in to the outside zone 5. Hadidi trying to pull away, trying to escape Edgars Kogeras as Kogeras holds off now, trying not to make some more impact onto the side. And Kogeras off the line to lead out Haytham Al Hadidi. Tentative initiation, oh, but Hadidi flicks it too much, goes too wide. Kogeras holds on to it, it's going to be shallow on outside zone 3, makes it work. Hadidi now upset from the initiation, has to work at it, has to get himself back into the zone. Kogeras, nice transition, gets in to outside zone 4. Tidy line from Kogeras as he looks to fulfill that zone. Good transition back. Hadidi's with him though now. Hadidi right with him, up onto the door he goes, looks for the side of that carbon Kevlar F22 BMW 2 Series. He transitions back into the outside zone, and look at that from him. He gets the win and moves through. Young driver. Well, to speak about experience, and we spoke about it last year with Lipski, didn't have it. Has he come away? Has he come back with it? Oh, nice initiation from Lipski. Cherba fires that car in, but Lipski not messing around. He's worked out Benediktas Cherba. He's worked him out for sure, as now Lipski gets himself into it, but he's going to get himself stalled up. Transitions back, gets it done as Cherba gets into the outside zone. Timo Lipski struggling to keep that car sideways, working hard, trying not to make contact with Benediktas Cherba. Fires it in on the transition now as Cherba looks for outside zone 5. Oh, Lipski goes for a brave dive up onto the door. Very, very tentative, very nervous though from Lipski as Cherba takes... Well, we've swapped him around. Lipski to lead, Cherba to give chase. Cherba now, will he lay down a lesson for Timo Lipski? And it looks like he's going to. Lipski on a very nice qualifying line, way high on outside zone 2. Nice line into 3, but he's fallen out of it. He's want to waver and wander back into it again. He does. He goes for the wall, but look at Cherba. Waits for the transition. Cherba, cool, calm and collected. He's calculated his Benediktas Cherba as he works that E92 up into the door. Lipski on a flyer. He's taking all the risks, but Cherba isn't messing around. Cherba knows he needs to put the seal of approval on this one for the judges. Wait for the transition. Through the smoke comes Cherba onto the door. Cherba gets the win and advances through. Maxide 2JZ GT86 Supercharged V8 PS13. Who's got what it takes? Let's find out. These two have gone toe-to-toe multiple times, and Maxide knows what he needs to do this time. Oh, Maxide! Big impact with Baggsy. Big impact with Baggsy as Maxide takes it to the rear wheel of Baggsy's PS13, but Baggsy keeps in it. Stares across the circuit. Now Baggsy is going to finish up the run. Look at that, right to the wall on the white line. Baggsy going to take the opportunity here to test the car out. And Baggsy held on to that one, as that one could have... And we get the thumbs up all around. The light goes amber, the light goes green. Baggsy goes for a small jump off the line. Combs down, body panels are flying. Look at this from Baggsy, super aggressive. Maxito up and gone, trying to drive away. Is that car 110%? Baggsy wavering and wondering. Was he lost in the smoke as Baggsy falls out of the outside zone, now finds his feet, tries to get himself back into it. Through the smoke comes Baggsy, looks for the door of Ali Maxid's GT86. Flames erupt from the back of both the cars as they transition down into outside zone 5. Baggsy looks for the back bumper of the GT86. Shallow is Baggsy. Is there an issue with that car as Baggsy just about keeps it going? Looks for the Baggsy, gets the win and moves through to the Grade A. Off the line we have Nicolas Bertans to lead out Ian Biz Phillips, and Ian Phillips goes way too hot off the circuit, fires that car off, picks up a cone, and Bertans now starts to lay down that clinical lead line. Oh, and Ian Biz Phillips, that cone stuck under the front bumper, puts him into a spin, and Ian Biz Phillips unfortunately there now having to try and recover some of this, but unfortunately the star from Latvia takes on the man from the UK, Ian the Business Phillips. Off the line, Ian Phillips, a big spin in the first half of the run. Now Biz, everything to try and do in the lead. Can he put down a clean, nice lead run? Can he try and throw Nicolas Bertans off? Well, at the moment, making a lot of mistakes as Ian Biz Phillips just about makes himself, gets that car into outside zone 3. Bertans absolutely no respect for the back end of that 350Z as he almost takes the back off of it on the front of that E36 BMW, and he goes for it again, forcing Phillips in to drive in harder than ever before as Nicolas Bertans takes bites, takes dives, pushes Ian Phillips around the circuit. Now both thumbs up across the board. Light goes amber, light goes green. This is for a place in the final 4. Demetrio onto the back bumper, onto the side, looks for the front wheel, but now starts to lose a little ground. Alan Hines puts foot to floor, that car working 110%, little dab of the handbrake to set himself up for the outside zone, but Demetrio right with him as they fire through into outside zone 3 and around. Demetrio perfectly timed transition there, gives Alan Hines the room to manoeuvre now, plays with him a little bit, lets him get his transitions done and timed on. A little wobble, starts to lose a little bit of ground as Hines now puts foot to floor, tries to drive away and does put a little bit of ground between himself and the Ukrainian as he gets into that final outside. Incredible build, very, very fast as Hines got the grip to keep up with him. Off the line, through the gears they go, flicks that car across the circuit. Alan Hines goes for the dive up the door. Look at the angle from Alan Hines, shallows it up. Demetrio on that foot brake though, giving Hines the opportunity now to find the side, but such a nice line into outside zone 3 from Demetrio, but the left foot braking is crucifying any kind of lead that he had, any kind of distance he was going to put between himself. And look at Alan Hines bullying Demetrio as they come through outside zone 4. They transition back. Alan Hines absolutely on point, stuck to the door, glued to the rear quarter as Hines. He transitions one last time, a little shallow transition from Hines. And Demetrio Javoronok retires from counted out a competition earlier on, but proved wrong by the judges and put back in my place to why I'm only a commentator and not a judge. There we go, look at that. Nice initiation from Deham. Stands on the throttle, starts to drive away. Both cars on the limit now, but Nicholas Solomon seems to have found a little bit more pace in that car, a little bit more grip as he can almost hang with Ahmed Deham. Deham right to the edge of the circuit. Nice line for outside zone 4 as Nicholas Solomon just keeping about the same sort of distance. Not really doing too much at the moment. Goes for a small dive there but can't make it pay off as Ahmed Deham stands on the throttle, looks for that final outside zone. Through the smoke comes Nicholas Solomon, but he's on. We just wait for that green light to light up. Ahmed Deham, because of course in the lead position, creep through the start line chicane, and he certainly does ever so slightly. Now dives onto the back bumper. Nice job from Deham. Nice initiation from Nicholas Solomon as Nicholas Solomon's on a very nice lead line now. Can he hold it in and on that outside zone? He certainly can. Deham having to shallow up the angle, having to lose some of that grip dialed into the back of that 2JZ powered S14 as Deham keeps his distance. Doing enough now just to impress the judges. Times the transition perfectly as he creeps up on the inside, loses a little ground when Solomon puts foot to floor and now gains it back once again. This is the tricky transition. Can Daham get it timed right? He can. He's on the door, across the line. Ahmed Daham gets the win. As Cherba, again, last year, third place on the championship. So close to getting some success. Come back this year for a bit of redemption. Brought his very own E92 BMW Eurofighter and has got it absolutely dialed. Look at this from Cherba. Very nice qualifying line. Edgar Skageras though sticking with him, just giving him the room to manoeuvre. Now makes a dive in the outside zone. Can't pull it off though, has to back out of it. Falls short of the outside zone as Skageras starts to lose a little ground. Just can't seem to hang with the pace of Benediktas Cherba, not really making a move, and Cherba there stalls up ever so slightly in outside zone 6. Now time to make the move for Edgar Skageras. Can he do it? Just about. Jumps onto the back. Well, here we go. Skageras off the line through the chicane. Cherba repositions himself across the circuit, initiates before Skageras. That's a brave, bold move from Benediktas Cherba as he now flirts with the side of the F22 BMW Eurofighter. Two Eurofighters going to fight in Oman right now. Oh, contact! Cherba makes contact with Skageras. And the Lithuanian will not be happy with himself there as the Latvian driver for Baggsy to lead out Nicolas Bertens. The lights flash. The light goes green. Baggsy through the gears, slams that car onto initiation. Bertens fires it in, looks for the back bumper, looks for the side. Dab on the foot brake for Baggsy in outside zone 2, manages to get there. Bertens all over the front wheel, all over the side of Baggsy's PS13. Nicolas Bertens, oh wow! Nicolas Bertens! He's not messing around, he rips the whole back end off of Baggsy's PS13 as Bertens destroys what's left of it, disposes of it on the side of the track, and now shows him, is he the new young gun at Monster Energy? He fires through, comes back again, Bertens makes contact with Baggsy. Steve Baggsy Biagioni. Can the defending champ keep a hold of it? Can he do what he needs to do? Through the gears they come, screaming to initiation. Baggsy looks for the back bumper. Big initiation for both of them. Baggsy starts to repay the favour now. Is he closer than Bertens? He's on a wider line. He's tighter to the door than Bertens was. He waits, lets Bertens set himself up. Now he goes for the big transition. No contact this time as Baggsy goes for the front wheel, looks for the door. He pushes Bertens to the extreme edges of the circuit. Back again. Baggsy clinical. Is he serious? He needs to make a little push, and he does. Onto the door goes Baggsy. One last transition, times it perfectly as Baggsy jumps up onto the side. One more time battle. Baggsy and the light goes green. Baggsy off the line to lead out. Nicolas Bertens, flames erupt from the back. Bertens once again hot onto the tail of Baggsy's PS13. On the foot brake goes Baggsy, dials that car into the outside line. Bertens falls down off of that qualifying line ever so slightly now, not as aggressive this time as Bertens as they transition back. Bertens leaves him some room. Baggsy into outside zone 4, gets the job done nicely, but Bertens is right there. Bertens is all over Baggsy's PS13. Transition back, Bertens is with him once again. Baggsy in to outside zone 6, goes wide. Bertens tags the door, calls himself up. Can't he get close? He certainly can. Chase. Baggsy creeps off the line before Bertens, rightly so he can, in that chase position. Very close, almost tags Bertens on initiation. He's closer than Bertens as he come round outside zone 2. Oh! And Baggsy, contact, understeer, takes himself off the circuit, and Nicolas Bertens drives away and fires across the circuit. Nicolas Bertens looking to end this one right here on the circuit as Bertens gets the job done, fires into that final outside zone and across the line. Give chase. And here we go, through the chicane goes Alan Hines, through the gears, absolutely screaming, but Daham's on the back bumper, on the rear quarter he goes, and Alan Hines now starts to pull a small gap. Starts to put some distance between him and Daham, but Daham's not having none of it. Daham goes for a dive up onto the door as Daham looks for the side of that green S14. Perfect transition from Daham. Allowed to get up close and personal by that perfect lead line, and tyre marks exchanged as Daham puts the wheel on the door of Alan Hines S14. Daham not messing around. He wants this. He wants the final. Can he get a hold of it this year? He jumps onto the rear end and across. So much that Alan Hines can't even catch him. Well, we're about to find out. Cones get thrown across the circuit. They initiate. Daham right to the edge of the circuit. Now Daham full throttle, absolutely screaming away, and it looks like Daham has set this car up perfectly, but it's still no challenge, it's still no matter, because Alan Hines is with him. They transition. Oh wow, the side skirt removed by Alan Hines, as Hines now sticks his wheel on the door. The favour repaid from Alan Hines. Oh, and he transitions, but Hines is in the middle of the circuit. He makes a huge error. Hines back onto the door. He tags Daham, pushes him around their final corner. He looks for him once again on the front wheel, win, and goes into the final. Here we go, through the chicane they go. Nicolas Bertans to take on a homeland friend of his own, Edgar Cogueras. A nice initiation from Bertans. Look at that front wheel clearly lifted off the tarmac, fully locked as he comes into outside zone 3 now. Edgar Cogueras trying to make a move, trying to find the side of that E36 BMW. Just can't get there though. Makes a big dive across the circuit, but still some distance between these guys as Bertans absolutely hammers down, flicks it across the circuit, looks for the outside zone and fulfills it. Cogueras, no movement, no fight, no dive from Cogueras into that final outside zone. And Nicolas, here we go, light goes green. Edgar Cogueras to lead out Nicolas Bertans. The final spot in the final awaits. Flick across the circuit, but look at Bertans, aggressive onto the back bumper he goes. Dials off the angle, shallows up as now Cogueras goes wide, looks for that outside zone, barely fulfills it, but doesn't matter to Bertans. He's right with him as he shallows up to transition. Cogueras looks deep in outside zone 4. Cogueras hungry for this one, fires across the circuit as Nicolas Bertans goes wheel to wheel. Almost big contact as Nicolas Bertans hungry to get into that final with Ahmed Daham as he comes across the line. He's on through to the final. Championship is Alan Hines.
إذن مع الفائز بالمركز الثالث في على المستوى الدولي المتسابق الأيرلندي ألان هاينز.
Well, there we go. Alan Hines, ladies and gentlemen, takes third step on the podium here at round 1. And with that literally explosive final battle, I can announce that taking second step on the podium, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one and only Ahmed Daham.
Whoa! برافو برافو، سمعونا كذا احلى تحيه لاحمد دحام.
And that means, ladies and gentlemen, taking the win, the top step on the podium goes to the one and only Latvian lover. Give it up for Nicholas Knick-Knack Bartans!
Ooh, bravo! تحية كبيرة لنيكلاس بيرتنس البطل المتوج لهذه الجولة الأولى من بطولة عمان الدولية للانجراف.